Have you ever felt like you were trapped by invisible chains, carrying the weight of the world due to an emotional attachment? Imagine the freedom of releasing those chains and walking lightly, focused on what truly matters. Today, we're going to discover how to transform attachment into strength and freedom, guided by the wisdom of ancient Stoic philosophers. Get ready for a journey that will change how you view the world and your emotions. We will explore the teachings of Marcus Aurelius and Seneca and learn the art of letting go with balance and serenity. If you're ready to take the first step toward a more focused and fulfilling life, you're in the right place. Detachment is not simply letting go of the past. It's truly being willing to free yourself from experiences and relationships that no longer serve you. It's like holding onto a rope so tightly that your hands start to hurt, but the fear of releasing it paralyzes you. Let me tell you something. Letting go is not falling. Oftentimes, it's the first step toward reaching out for something better. I learned this the hard way when I clung to a comfortable relationship, believing it was safe without realizing I was closing the door to new possibilities for happiness. The fear of missing out on something is a trap. It's like watching everyone's life highlights on social media and believing you're being left behind. But that's not real life. It's a filtered and edited version made to look perfect. When you stop watching others' stories and start living your own, the fear of missing out disappears. Not knowing every detail of someone else's life doesn't mean you're losing out. It means you're fully present in your own, creating moments that are yours alone. Attachment to a false image of happiness makes detachment even harder. You see others living their best lives and feel like you're falling behind. But remember, the grass only looks greener from afar. The illusion of perfection in someone else's life steals the joy from your own. It's like running on a treadmill, trying to catch a hologram. No matter how fast you go, you'll never catch it because it's not real. Letting go is not giving up on happiness, but defining it on your own terms. Follow the Stoic principle. Focus on what is within your control, your thoughts, your actions, your growth. It's empowering to realize that no opinion, no past relationship, not even the perfect life on social media has the power to define your worth or your happiness. This realization is your armor, allowing you to move forward without unnecessary attachments, free to live life in all its unpredictability, and open to genuine connections waiting for you. Remember, detachment is not an end, but a bold step toward the life you truly deserve. Detachment is fundamental. When we hold on too tightly to people or situations, we give them power over our emotions. It's like handing someone else the remote control to our feelings, allowing them to change the channels at will. This can impact our happiness, our sadness, and in extreme cases, lead us to make decisions we wouldn't make if we were in a more balanced state of mind. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring, but rather giving the proper weight to things outside your control. Think of your emotions as a boat anchored in a port. If it's tied to too many anchors, you won't be able to sail freely across the vast ocean of life. But as you start lifting those anchors one by one, your boat will be free to explore new horizons. Stoicism teaches us to lift those unnecessary anchors and move forward with confidence and clarity. To make this more practical, start by identifying to whom or what you are overly attached. Ask yourself, are you seeking validation? Are you afraid of being alone? Or is it something deeper? Understanding the root of this attachment is the first step to taking back control. Next, engage in activities that bring you purpose and satisfaction. Practice gratitude, meditate on your priorities, and remember that true growth comes from within. By focusing on your personal development, you'll find that the need for external approval starts to fade. Detachment allows you to appreciate your achievements and find joy in the small things. Over time, you'll become more resilient, able to face life's challenges with serenity and confidence. The journey of detachment is ongoing, but with each anchor lifted, you move closer to emotional freedom and true inner peace. When we understand attachment, we realize that it's often our ego that is in control, knowing the power to shape your own destiny is in your hands. Think of a newborn baby, radiating joy, untouched by the complexities of ego. As we grow, our ego takes over, filling our lives with attachments to people or ideals that cloud our judgment and pull us away from our true essence, which is love. Attachment is really a creation of the ego, the very opposite of love and self-sufficiency. If we can step back and observe our desires and connections through this lens, we begin to see the unnecessary weight they add to our lives. Imagine living from a place of love, not ego. Imagine the freedom of not desperately clinging to outcomes, people, or status. Living from love allows us to trust in abundance and truly believe that what is meant for us will find its way. This is not wishful thinking, but a deep belief in our personal worth and abilities. It empowers us to let go, to recognize that attachments are just anchors limiting the vast ocean we are meant to explore. Changing your perspective is essential. Understand that your worth is not tied to this attachment. Your essence, who you are deep down, is enough. This understanding doesn't come instantly, but through continuous practice, a conscious choice to prioritize your inner peace over external validation. Embrace the idea of abundance. When you overcome the fear of loss, the universe opens pathways to offer you more than what was left behind. Letting go doesn't mean you care less, but rather that you better understand your own journey. It's about being true to your essence, letting love guide your choices, not fear. The journey of detachment is transformative. It's about leaving behind the ego and discovering the resilient, loving soul within you. It's moving forward with lightness, free from emotional burdens, ready to receive new blessings with open arms and a steady heart. Often, the ego deceives us, making us believe we are not enough or that others have something unattainable. This leads us to seek validation outside ourselves, idolizing others and placing them on pedestals. However, in life's crucial moments, we realize that we are all equally vulnerable, all human. It's important to confront this illusion and not let it distort our vision of ourselves or others. Self-confidence and inner healing begin with recognizing that you are special and unique. However, this doesn't mean seeing others as inferior, but understanding that we all have different paths, and none is superior to the other. Our stories are intertwined, each with its value, contributing to the larger tapestry of life. When it comes to attachment, especially in relationships, the scarcity mindset is fueled by the ego, we consider making us believe in limitations and lacks. However, emotionally detaching is not about denying feelings or becoming indifferent, but about embracing the universe's abundance and the infinite capacity to love. It's recognizing that while someone may be special to us, our wholeness does not depend on their presence. This realization frees us from attachment driven by fear, allowing us to love without clinging desperately. Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of seeing everyone as equals, including ourselves. Each person we meet, or eventually lose, plays a role in our journey, just as we play a role in theirs. However, no role is indispensable. When we internalize this truth, we cultivate emotional strength that prepares us to face life's uncertainties with serenity. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control: our perceptions, actions, and will. By applying this wisdom to relationships and detachment, we find the path to true peace and resilience, leaving behind the illusions created by the ego and embracing the liberating truth of our shared humanity. Detaching from someone is deeply connected to Stoicism. It's not about coldly cutting ties, but recognizing that the most important company you'll ever have is your own. True value comes from within, from your character, your wisdom, and how you treat others. Often, we believe happiness depends on the presence of another person in our lives, that our worth increases with their approval or diminishes with their absence. However, this mindset limits our potential, like a bird that thinks it needs a cage to fly, while the sky has always been open, waiting for it to spread its wings. This self-sufficiency is liberating because it teaches us that our value doesn't depend on anyone else's opinion or presence. Detachment isn't about pushing someone away, but drawing closer to yourself, focusing on personal growth, and striving to become the best version of who you are. Letting go of the weight of attachment is like tending to a garden. You don't beg for a single flower to grow. Instead, you cultivate the soil, water the plants, and trust the natural process. By caring for yourself, you create a garden that blooms, regardless of who passes by or admires its beauty. This cultivation becomes a source of resilient and rewarding happiness. The journey of emotional detachment begins with understanding that you are whole, with or without someone else's validation. It's about discovering the infinite horizons within yourself, learning to love the freedom that comes from flying solo. By embracing Stoic wisdom, the focus is on what you can control: your thoughts, actions, and growth. This doesn't mean closing yourself off to others, but rather being open to life's endless possibilities without being tethered to the approval or presence of another. In the end, emotional detachment is not about loving less, but loving more: yourself, your journey, and those you meet along the way, with balance and wisdom. Your flight begins with letting go, and from there, the sky's the limit. Let me know if you'd like to dive deeper into one of these Stoic lessons or discuss how to apply them in your life. You can watch my video to discover more on emotional detachment.